Flying with the clouds, crystals dancing in the sun. The colors are falling in my eyes. Time don't exist anymore. Only pictures of light and pictures of darkness. Free like never before. Like a river in the rain. Oh, Father of the four winds, take away my attentions. I did not betray you. I did not forsake you. The universe on a string, drifting in all directions. till the key finds the door. Free like never before. Children of light, gardens of life, gold on the inside. Children of light, gardens of life, diamonds in the miles. Children of light, gardens of life, gold on the inside. Children of light, gardens of life, diamonds in the miles.
evening, everybody. Welcome to That's Wild. Hello everybody, welcome to another epic episode of That's Wild. I'm very excited about this one. Tonight's show is all about safaris and planning safaris, which of course is something that Brent and I have loads of experience in, with over 30 years of time spent on safari and planning safaris in Africa. We have a lot to share and a lot to give in terms of people that will contact us and join us on a safari. Very excited because we'll also go into the highlights of the last week, and it's been a week, trust me. I can't wait to share that all with you. We'll go into the nitty-gritty of planning a safari. We'll also go into some of my favorite safari moments, and then of course towards the end of the show we will go to the Q&A section of our show. And please everybody, start typing out those questions, send them through to us. We cannot wait to see what you have to say or what you are interested in. Send them through to us as soon as possible. Right, so going straight into highlights, everybody. As mentioned, it's been an incredible week, and look at this moment. Oh my goodness. You know, nobody ever gets tired of seeing giraffe. They are one of the most exquisite animals in Africa, and this was on one of my drives, an absolutely exciting moment with watching giraffe drink, something that everybody wants to see because, of course, they look so clumsy and they just look completely out of place. Now look at that. Every one of those giraffe panic and scatter. And I've been working this out over the last couple of weeks as to why these animals sometimes get a little bit spooked at the waterhole. And the reason is African honey bees. There are loads of them. It's really dry. It's really hot at the moment. And there are loads of them at this particular little waterhole that are coming to drink there themselves. And it spooks a lot of animals. We've noticed that the rhino aren't really drinking out of this particular waterhole all that much at the moment. And the giraffe, clearly, we're having quite a hard time of it as well. So yeah, really cool little moment watching them. Shame it was, it was pretty tough on them, but of course the Rietspruit Game Reserve has loads of water all over the place, and having been out there quite a lot, we've noticed that there's not many bees at the other waterholes, so they'll be fine in finding something to drink somewhere else. But very cool moment. So going into the next highlight, a very cool moment with one of the male lions. Obviously, we have 3 of them in the coalition that reside here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Look at that big yawn. Very cool. And what I loved about this moment was just to really showcase the view that you get here. It is remarkable. It never gets old. And, of course, you can see those incredible mountains in the background. The Drakensberg Mountains, a very famous mountain range. Really special moment. Of course, we love spending time with lions, and we're very fortunate to have regular sightings of them here at Painted Dog TV. Right, going into the next amazing highlight. This particular one was a couple of days ago. Actually, it wasn't even that long ago. An amazing moment spent with No Hope and her new little calf. Look at this. This little calf is only, I think it must be about 4 months old now, and this is to date the best sighting that we've had of Mom and her little baby. I was out on a safari. I think Matthew was actually with me, and we'd been tracking a female leopard, and I was on foot following the tracks of this female leopard, and whilst I was on foot heard the distinctive sounds of rhino communicating, which obviously led us to these animals, and we then followed them to this waterhole where Mom and baby came to drink. Just incredible. Look how clumsy, full of life, inquisitive. Everything is new to this newborn white rhino calf, and it's just soaking it all up. Every smell, every touch, Every sound is something unfamiliar to this little baby rhino, and it takes time for them to figure it all out. Look at that. Look at those beautiful ears. It almost looks like a bunny or a scrub hare with those long ears when they're that little. Look out of place. Now, out of picture to the left is a resident dominant white rhino bull who's approaching the water as well. Now, he'd actually been with these rhino for a while, and you can see Mom is not too chuffed about that idea. She's just busy standing off facing the bull, and you might not be able to pick it up in the audio, but she actually gave a big huff to warn that bull away from her and her little calf. You can see the bull just standing on the other side of this little hide here. Just amazing how he respects that female. Now, she can inflict quite a lot of pain and damage on that bull if you were to get too close to that little baby. I've seen it happen before, where a female rhino has upended a bull that got too close to her calf. So look at the little one running, full of excitement. And now this little rhino would also be completely absorbed and intrigued by this intruder, who at the time probably doesn't realize could potentially be a danger to that little calf. So it's very excited about this other rhino bull that's come into the picture. Yeah, man, that was certainly a very fond highlight of the week. You can see Mom, after having warned the bull off, is going straight back to drinking. As mentioned before, it's really hot at the moment. It's very dry. We haven't had rain for a while, and so this rhino cow will have to drink very regularly, almost twice a day, to get enough water for herself and then some, because she obviously also needs to create a rich milk for her calf. So that calf is always dependent on Mom, so she's always providing for that little one. So special, and we're just so blessed with our rhino here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. They are really thriving. And speaking of rhino, we now go into the most insane highlight of the week, which I'm very proud of, very excited about, and yeah, it's a moment we've been waiting for some time. Just yesterday morning, we had an incredible sighting, a brief sighting, of a black rhino here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Now, there's been quite a wager that's been going on between Brent and I for quite a while. We are competitive, him and I. Good, healthy competition, of course. And we've said who's going to find the first black rhino on a live virtual safari. And I was the lucky man who managed to pull that off yesterday morning, which was absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't believe it. I was just so excited with this particular moment. I must apologize, everybody. I have picked up a flu from my beautiful son Harrison, and therefore you will get a bit of spluttering throughout the show. I apologize for that. But yeah, I had been traveling along the fence line looking for cheetah, turned off because lost the cheetah tracks, and then out of the blue found this amazing moment.
Oh, there's a rhino. Is that black rhino? Guys, there's a black rhino here. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, there's a black rhino. Brent, you owe me lots of whiskey. Oh my god, there's a black rhino. What? Oh my god, this is insane. Holy smokes. That is a black rhino, everybody. Oh my god. My heart is pounding out of my chest. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's just busy checking us out right now. Oh. Not happy. Now that is worth getting out of bed in the morning for. There's a black rhino right here. Oh my god. Jeez, like it. That black rhino's just taken off, by the way, everybody. It didn't like the fact that we found it, which is par for the course. It's
running, high speed. Let's quickly get up ahead here and see if we can get one last look. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, is that his bum there? Is that his bum there, Andrew? You see way in the distance, in the gap there. Yeah, it is. There he is.
Through this gap here.
Yeah. As far back as you can go, to the right of that big tree in picture now. Keep going in. Right there. Yeah, my mind's blown as well, Andrew. I can't believe that. Yes, like it. That's just absolutely phenomenal. Wow. So ecstatic with that incredible sighting of that black rhino, everybody. As mentioned, there was this little competition going on with Brent, so Brent owes me a couple of bottles of whiskey for that one, but just so wonderful to have shared that with all of our Painted Dog followers and pack members that have joined us on that safari. But what a week. Absolutely amazing week. We are going to go through to a short ad break, everybody, and we'll be back with you very soon. Hello everybody, good to have you with us. Very excited about this next segment of the show tonight, which is about the top safari destinations, at least my top safari destinations. There's so many incredible places in Africa where you can go on safari, but I have picked a couple that are certainly favourites of most of the people that have ever come on a safari with me, but certainly my favourites as well. So we start with South Africa. Of course, that's our home nation. We're very proud of our country, of our culture, of our people, but most importantly, of course, of our wildlife. And South Africa has so much in terms of offerings, not just about safari, but like mentioned, culture. Obviously, the Cape is an amazing place to visit. The winelands down there are phenomenal. The Atlantic Ocean is wild and beautiful. There's some amazing hotels down there that you can stay in. Highlights, of course, in Cape Town include trips up Table Mountain, where you get the most phenomenal view of both the Indian and Atlantic Ocean. And then traveling into the winelands, just the most exquisite wines and cuisine on offer there. Of course, South Africa's wine is world famous. So we often send a lot of our clients down to South Africa. And you would start with spending a bit of time in Cape Town, 5 or 6 days usually, and then continue onto safari in the Kruger National Park. And we are so blessed to have such an amazing, vast, protected wilderness area. The Kruger National Park, being 4.5 million acres in size, is ginormous. And it offers some of the best game viewing, I think, in Africa, to be completely honest. And there certainly are some really superb lodges that myself and Brent have both worked at, actually, but a number of others that we still send our clients to that just give the most world-class safari experience. So you combine that with, being able to do conservation and cultural experiences throughout your itinerary, and it just means that you have the most amazing time out here. Usually looking at anywhere between sort of 14 to 20 days spent in South Africa would be my suggestion. But yeah, I just can't speak highly enough of our country. We're so blessed to have all of this culture and wildlife in this amazing place. And it's definitely on the top of most safari goers' lists. And yeah, I would highly, highly recommend it. Just busy looking at some amazing footage here that myself and Brent had taken. Most of this actually comes out of the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. Now that's definitely a place you have to visit if you ever do come to South Africa. Some of the most phenomenal game viewing. You know, the safari industry has been established in the Sabi Sand for near on 50 years now, and most of the wildlife there have become incredibly habituated to the safari vehicles, and it just means that you have the most incredible game viewing. And it is, of course, part of that Kruger National Park, or the Greater Kruger National Park. So these animals are completely wild, yet, I mean, you look at the footage here. It's completely undisturbed behavior. We're right up close with this game, and I just love it. It's where I spent most of my career. I spent 12 years guiding in the Sabi Sand. Very, very fond of it. So yes, South Africa is first on the list. Second on the list for me would probably be Botswana. I've travelled extensively through that amazing country, and again, a country that just has so much to give to its visitors, to its travellers that visit that amazing country, which is run by an incredible people, and again, so many different wildlife and cultural experiences in Botswana. So for me, my two favourite places are probably the Makgadikgadi Pans and the Okavango Delta. And if you look at that particular image, you can see the shot that I took of an elephant bull last year on a private safari with clients, where we're actually in a private boat, a motorized boat, floating along the channels. And the elephant experiences that you have there are absolutely mind-blowing. Botswana has over 300,000 elephants, by the way. So elephant viewing is at its best in that particular country. I just love it. And I love that you can do boat safaris, canoe safaris, walking safaris, and then obviously the standard classic safari in a vehicle. A couple more images shooting through there of flamingos and lions and meerkats, ostrich. You know, that's out in the Pans. The Pans are phenomenal. There's an annual zebra migration that comes through these. I flew in a helicopter with my clients last year over the salt pans of Makgadikgadi. It's endless. It's literally like you're flying over the moon, and every now and then you're getting these sightings of big elephant bulls, white in colour from the particular swell type, and then just these columns of zebra that are migrating across absolute nothingness to come and find grazing and water. And then the wildlife interactions that happen in the Delta and the surrounding areas, the Savuti, the Maremi, are phenomenal. I mean, some of the best wildlife documentaries that have ever come out have been filmed in that area. Swamp hunting lions that are comfortable hunting in shoulder-high water, hunting buffalo. African wild dog interactions, leopard everywhere. And then just the most stunning camps, absolutely stunning camps. And like I say, the amazing people there. Of course, famous for the Bushmen of the Kalahari. And those experiences with Bushmen on foot are, yeah, they're incredible. It's just amazing to see this sort of hunter-gatherer way of life that still exists in some of the communities, and follow these Bushmen through the bush, and they teach you how they find food and water in the bush. Is an amazing, amazing experience. So Botswana definitely high on the list. The next destination actually is an area, a vast area in Africa, East Africa, and myself and Brent again have spent a lot of time up there. Brent probably more than me, but I love two countries in particular in East Africa, and that's Rwanda and Tanzania. Rwanda, for those of you who don't know, is a country just filled with life and positivity. They obviously have quite a horrific history with the genocide that happened there not that long ago, but the way that they have recovered and bounced back is really special to see. And then of course The highlight being the gorillas. That changed my life. Seeing gorillas in the wild, in the forests of Volcano National Park, is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life. And I cannot wait to take my family up there. It's something that I put on the top of every single person's list when I'm discussing safaris with clients, even just discussing anything with friends. I always go back to that memory of Rwanda, the gorillas and the people. So I just can't speak highly enough of it. And then, of course, Tanzania is right next door. It's literally, it takes you, if you fly out of Kigali in Rwanda and you fly across to the Serengeti, the famous Serengeti and the migration, it's only 4 hours. So we often combine that as well. We'll put an itinerary together where our clients can spend a couple of days trekking with gorillas and then go on to see the great migration in the Serengeti of Tanzania. And I just absolutely love those plains. When you're out on those plains, sometimes when you're amongst those columns of wildebeest, you literally cannot even hear yourself think. That's how loud it is. It's phenomenal. And some of the the predator interactions with those columns of zebra and wildebeest are also phenomenal. Look at that right there. So that big fat hyena that's covered in blood at the front, we followed her for 20 minutes as she chased down a wildebeest all on her own and managed to eventually wear it out and drag it down. She killed that wildebeest on her own and started feeding on it before the vultures and the other hyenas of the clan showed up. So this is it's wildlife on a huge scale up in East Africa. Obviously, as mentioned, there are close on 1 million wildebeest that continue through this migration, which happens all year round, by the way. But then also 300,000 to 400,000 zebra migrating, and that just attracts, as you can imagine, loads of predators. But some of the most exquisite lodges that are often up on hilltops with the most expansive view of the plains, you can see it right there. So that particular lodge is Singita Sasakwa, which is in the Grumeti Reserve, and I took some clients up there last year, and yeah, it was an amazing experience, and I highly, highly recommend it. And like I say, if you combine that with Rwanda, it's a big life-changing experience, and I hope that so many people will get the opportunity to go and experience that. So yeah, those are my top 3 destinations. There's so many more, don't get me wrong, and we'll go into more of these other destinations either on the show or in the following shows to come. But yeah, really, really special places, and we hope that you're going to come out with us on a private safari sometime soon. Right, everybody, time for an ad break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Very excited about the next little segment that we're going to go into here on That's Wild, and this is an incredibly important part of the show. For those of you who have been on a safari or have never been on a safari, this will definitely ring in your ears as to how to plan it, how to put it together. The safari industry is incredibly vast. It's massive. Africa's a massive continent. There's so many different places to travel to. And there are just endless amounts of different lodges and experiences that you could encounter when you come out here. And we have, as mentioned, myself and Brent, had so much experience that we want to share that with our clients. It's a big part of it. Why choose a tour operator like Painted Dog TV? Why not just do it yourself? And you can do it yourself, don't get me wrong. A lot of folks do. But there's a lot that goes into it, and we, using our experience, put together itineraries that really speak to somebody's interests and wants, but at the same time just make the whole process seamless, make it just so much easier. Because like I say, there's just so much that goes into it. It's really vast. You know, there's a lot that goes into firstly picking the safari. What animals do you want to see? What sort of level of luxury do you want in the camps that you stay at? Where and when is the right time to come on a safari? Season means a lot in terms of picking the right time of the year to come. Now, we know that a lot of our clients can only travel at certain times of the year, and that's fine. But we can extract or create the best experience for you whenever you may travel. But like I say, season is a big part of it. So wet season, dry season, best time for game viewing, best time of game viewing for a particular area. If you've been on a safari before, but you specifically want to go to East Africa, you've got to get the timing right. The migration, as mentioned, happens all year round, but if you're going to specific camps, you want to be there at the right time. So there's that part of it. It's the logistics as well, you know, getting the camps booked, getting the travel booked in terms of internal flights, road transfers, hotel stays, customs, and customs officials are nasty ones sometimes here in Africa. And, you know, this is something that we specialize in terms of putting together a world-class itinerary for you where you don't need to worry about anything. Now, we include you in that entire process. We are in constant comms with our clients, whether it be via email or a phone call or a Zoom call. We will be with you the entire way through this process. And it comes down to budget. It comes down to the amount of time you have and what you want to experience, what you want to get the most out of Africa. So it's a fascinating and exciting process, but we always highly recommend using a company like Painted Dog TV, who have the vast experience of Africa and the connections in terms of putting one of these trips together. Another big part of safari planning is, do you want to use a private guide or not on a particular safari? Myself and Brent both being private guides, obviously, you know, we've had lots of time in the bush, and we've had lots of time dealing with lodges. And a big part of that is a lot of clients will often choose to take a private guide with them. You know, it can be quite daunting coming to Africa. There's a lot of bad press, but the reality is it can be quite daunting, and there are certain challenges when coming out here on a safari. Having Brent or myself with you means that the whole process is just seamless and fun from the very beginning. You know, from the minute you touch down, we're there to make sure that you don't have to worry about catching a connecting flight or dealing with luggage or having to sort out any issues with customs. And we're there with you from the very beginning right till the very end. We, of course, then bring our vast knowledge of wildlife, fauna and flora, all of its behavior, but at the same time, you know, bring the fun, exciting part of it all, you know, sharing meals with you on safari in these incredible locations, telling sometimes long tales about the adventures that Brent and I have had in Africa. And we we are also there to make sure that you're getting the very best out of every single destination that you travel to, and making sure that you find the wildlife that you're after. At the same time, we also, myself and Brent are both professional photographers, so we take all of our photographic equipment with us and we capture the entire thing for you, which I think a lot of my previous clients have been very grateful for, getting amazing photographs of the wildlife, but at the same time the photographs of the experience itself, of you on a safari, is really, really cool. You or your family, of course, is really, really cool to make sure you capture those very, very special moments and share that with you all. But it is a process. Like I say, it's very easy to get lost in this world of lodges, which one to pick, when to come out here, where to go on a safari. And I think the simple answer is, if you are willing and able to communicate with us, we can make it a very, very exciting process, and at the same time make it an experience that you'll never forget, and won't be left wanting anything from that particular safari. And yeah, I'm very grateful to now be a part of Painted Dog TV, particularly lying in on Brent's experience, his vast knowledge of different locations in Africa that I haven't been to. You combine that with my experiences of places that I've been to, and our connections really mean that we can generate something very, very special on a safari. Yeah, it's a big, exciting world going on a safari, and it's daunting at times, but it's a lot of fun, and we just can't wait to plan more of these incredible itineraries for our clients, and also to lead them ourselves, to actually be there with you on that particular safari, is a big part of it, but it's not an integral part of it. We of course can put these itineraries together for our clients where myself or Brent don't join you on a particular safari. That's a part of our business that we do, but I always encourage anybody who's coming on a safari, particularly if it's your first time, to take a private guide with you, just to make sure you're getting the best out of everything. But yeah, it's important for everybody to understand that it's like anything, traveling anywhere. I mean, if I go to Europe, I don't know where I'm going. If I go to the United States, I don't know anything about where I'm going, generally. I mean, I don't really do a lot of research. And having local knowledge on the ground, as we all know, is just amazing, because you're going to get the very best out of that particular holiday or travel. Now, another part of planning a safari is that you can also take part in different aspects of safari that a lot of people often forget about or don't know about. I touched on it briefly. So the cultural and conservation safari experience is something that's relatively new, probably been around for a decade or two, but it's something that we are really passionate about and promote with most of our clients that are coming on a safari, is to get involved with the people, get involved with culture of Africa, whichever country it is that you're traveling to, but also conservation. Obviously conservation is such a massive part of our company and our business, but for everyone in the world, we need to all try and conserve as much wildlife as possible. And what's really amazing is to come out here and experience the safari and actually be physically hands-on involved with conservation that's happening live in time while you're here on the ground, whether it be dehorning rhino, collaring elephants, removing snares off animals, just data collecting. Sometimes it's a census. We go out and we see how many animals we can see in a particular area. Some of these amazing, exciting conservation safaris are life-changing for a lot of folks, but incredibly rewarding at the same time, to actually give back to wildlife and conservation when you're here on a very exciting holiday and a very exciting safari. So, yeah, lots of detail, lots of exciting fun on a safari, and we really hope that we'll be taking a lot more of you on these exciting private safaris. Right, everybody, apparently I've been told I must stop talking about planning a safari. We are now going to go into a short ad break, but we'll be back very soon.
Dear future filmmakers, Africa is calling. It's time to reawaken your wild. Painted Dog TV is offering an internship unlike any other. Join our pack and see the world through a whole new lens. Live and work in the beating heart of the South African bush and become part of our mission to share it with the world. For the love of wildlife. For the storytellers of our future. Painted Dog TV internships.
Hello everybody. Right, now just in case you weren't excited enough about coming on a safari, we decided that tonight I would share some of my most memorable moments on safari with clients over the years, and these are some real goodies that I wanted to share with everybody, and we'll go straight into the first one, which was an amazing sighting that I had of 2 leopards in the Sabi Sand Private Game Reserve. At the time I was guiding for a company called Singita. They have some absolutely stunning lodges and an amazing concession in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve, with just some of the most phenomenal game viewing, and in particular leopard, which of course is my favorite animal. So I love tracking and finding them, and just look at this. Absolutely crazy sighting. You might be able to hear the impala's alarm calling in the background. This female leopard we had followed from start to finish, caught this impala ram. It was during the rutting season. These 2 impala rams were fighting, and she managed to grab hold of one of them while they were fighting. She brought it down right on the road, right in front of us. Massive cloud of dust. And we saw all of this play out. We hadn't even seen her male cub that's with her here. You can see the cubs just coming to sniff at the carcass and sort of prod at it. He's very young, inexperienced, doesn't really know what he's doing yet. Look at that. The impala's still alive, so she's still trying to suffocate this impala ram, which took her about 4 or 5 minutes in total, by the way. Look at the tug of war that then played out between her and her male cub. So he just wants to start eating, starts pulling that carcass back off the road into the long grass. Mom holding on for dear life, trying to silence and suffocate this impala as fast as she can, because she knows all too well that other predators are around and might come potentially steal that carcass from her and her male cub. But he only had one thing on the mind. He just wanted to eat. And he started trying to feed on this impala while it was still alive. She eventually, as you can see there, did suffocate that impala. As mentioned, just took a couple of minutes. And now she tries to actually leave with this impala. She wants to take it to a safer place to get it away from hyenas. There are a lot of them in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve, and we often see those interactions. But as you can see there, the male cub does start feeding on the rear end of that Impala. He did manage to actually get a bit of food. But just a mind-blowing experience. It's very seldom that you'll actually get to witness something like that. Watch a leopard hunt from start to finish. Literally find a leopard, she's on patrol, spots prey, goes in, does the whole thing. And then to see that behavior towards the end there with her and her cub was something I'll never forget. And these are the types of moments that you dream of, that wildlife filmmakers dream of to experience. And they certainly do happen regularly in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. So definitely a destination I highly recommend. Right, moving into the next moment of my safaris. I've now forgotten what was the next one. Sorry, everybody. Well, there you go. I've already touched on how life-changing this experience was for me, everybody. And look at the eyes of this baby gorilla that locked eyes with me while I was sitting probably about 20 yards away from her and her family. Absolutely incredible to see these wild primates in their natural habitat in the forests in Rwanda. I mean, it's literally like something out of a fairy tale. And they are just so completely comfortable with our presence, which is something you don't expect. You expect them to be wild and erratic and moving all over the place and potentially aggressive. But I assure you they are not. These families have become very comfortable with the presence of man coming into their world. Unfortunately so. You know, there's very few of them left in Africa. I think the current population sits at around 500 of the western lowland gorilla. And, you know, yeah, it's just something that I had dreamed of doing my whole life, my whole guiding career, and only experienced it relatively recently for the first time with clients. And yeah, it's breathtaking when you lock eyes with that amazing ape, and watching the behavior of them with their family members is just incredible. And I highly recommend going to go view these amazing gorillas in their wild natural habitats to anybody that's coming on a safari. Right, moving on to the next amazing moment. It's another one I think that came out of the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. We had located a female cheetah that we thought at the time was actually hunting. She was moving through a gabbro section, which is a swell type that leads to incredible, beautiful, big open plains of grassland. An area where we often found these cheetah, and we followed this female cheetah on the hunt. And I was busy talking to my clients at the time, and my tracker actually said to me, "Listen, she's calling, she's contact calling." And I just went berserk. I couldn't believe it. We had no idea that this particular female cheetah was even pregnant, let alone might have had cubs. And she had just started contact calling her little babies. And we drove very slowly, very tentatively and carefully. Once we realized she was calling out for cubs, we followed her, but from her flank so that we didn't disturb her. Followed her to this tiny little thicket of plants, a particular species of tree called the guarri tree. And we followed her as she sort of started sniffing around, still very softly contact calling her cubs. And we followed her as she lay down under this, I mean, it's literally like two little green trees in the middle of nowhere, in this big open grassland. She lay down right next to her brand new baby cubs. There were 3 of them. And you can see in this particular photograph, I only managed to capture 2 of them. But these things, guys, are days old. I mean, you look at their eyes, they've only just opened. Their eyes are still very blue and quite milky. We estimated at the time that those cubs were somewhere between 5 to 10 days old. They were so tiny and so cute, adorable and brand new. And I couldn't believe that this female cheetah had led us straight back to her den. obviously that is one of the most sort of discreet little places that she has, and obviously her cubs are everything to her, and she's so protective of them. And the fact that she allowed us to follow her right to her brand new cubs was something that I just couldn't believe. And the fact that we'd obviously seen the little cubs of that age, just absolutely phenomenal, and I'll never ever forget that. It's the only time I've ever seen cheetah cubs of that age. You usually only get to see them when they're about 3 or 4 months old. Very, very special moments indeed. Right, sorry, Jana did just tell me what I have to do next. I've since forgotten. Oh, it's an ad break. Okay, yes, indeed. We'll see you soon, everybody. Thank you. Hello everybody, welcome back again to That's Wild. I hope you all enjoyed those incredible moments that I've certainly had on a safari. There's so many, and you just got to get out here and experience it for yourself. That's a phenomenal experience. Right, now, one of the things that clients will often ask me, I'm coming out on a safari. It does cost a lot of money. We completely understand that. It's certainly not cheap to do a trip of this sort of magnitude. Where do we go if we're only ever coming to Africa only once in our life? And it's a tough one because, again, we need to know what people are interested in and what they're really after. But in terms of getting a world-class safari experience where you're going to see the big five plus all of the other incredible fauna and flora, myself and Brent would probably both agree on this, although he'd agree with me. For us it would be the Sabi Sand Private Game Reserve. Now, we have touched on it earlier, but I assure you everybody, the game viewing in that reserve is the best, one of the best I've ever experienced. You combine that with obviously the culture, the other incredible, exciting parts of South Africa, the Cape, the coastline, the people, Johannesburg and the Apartheid Museum in Soweto. But of course, wildlife is what we're all after. And in terms of a wildlife experience, it's hard to beat this amazing reserve. This particular footage that I shot was actually during COVID. I spent weeks on my own. Myself and my wife stayed behind with a small crew of people to, take care and look after the lodge that we were working at. And I spent weeks tracking this female leopard and trying to find her cubs. And had this amazing morning with her and her little cub, which I think was probably about 2 months old here. When I first discovered, and it was phenomenal. I had that moment all to myself. Unfortunately, nobody was coming out on safari, of course, during COVID. But it's an amazing moment that plays out every single day in that reserve. And so many people coming on safari have had similar experiences with finding a female leopard with her brand new cub that she's led out right in front of you. Because, of course, she's completely habituated the mother to the vehicles. And, you know, that's just a particular moment with leopard. But most of the wildlife on that reserve has become so completely comfortable with the presence of these safari vehicles and people coming to view them, because it's an area where safaris have been operating for 50 years. It's part of the greater Kruger National Park ecosystem. A lot of the camps that you stay at, there are no fences anywhere. These animals come and go as they please, and yet you get these incredible wildlife encounters that just blow your mind. And you can see it. I can see it in my clients' expressions and their faces when they get to see these moments for the first time. And I just can't speak highly enough of the reserve. Look at this amazing moment that we had. My clients and I had actually seen this pride quite a few times, but this was one of the very early days in terms of seeing their newborn cubs. And I mean, again, we parked literally 10 yards from these lionesses resting in a dry riverbed. They were poked, absolutely full bellies, but their little cubs, they'd just walked back to their little cubs, and these little grubs were starving and were just really tucking in, you know, trying to get their fill on mom's milk. And I mean, these are moments that very few people actually get to witness, because again, this is a lion pride's safe, private sanctity where they keep their cubs safe from other predators. Yet they allow us into that area and allow us to observe their natural behavior as if we were never there. And it's hard to come by areas where game viewing is that productive and wildlife is that comfortable in the presence of man. There certainly are lots, don't get me wrong. But like I say, in terms of a one-stop destination, the Sabi Sand Game Reserve is always at the top of my list that I will suggest to my clients. And the camps are amazing, absolutely amazing. Most beautiful lodges right on the banks of the Sand River. And yeah, fine dining, incredible wines, cuisine, experiences with the local staff and people. It's definitely a top destination, and if you were ever coming out here once, that would be my recommendation, is to come to South Africa and go to the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. Right, everybody, now for the next part of the show, we will be going into the photos and videos that have been shared with us with our wonderful patrons and followers, pack members. People from all over the world have shared some of their awesome moments that they've had capturing wildlife, whether it be on safari, anyone on the safari, or whether it be from home. People that have shared some very, very cool moments with us. So I'm very excited to get into them and have a look at what people have shared with us this week. Right, so the very first one is of a very famous elephant bull who I've actually never personally seen, unfortunately. This is Isolwini, one of the tuskers left here in the Kruger National Park that I don't even know how to pronounce that name, I apologize, but I think it's Aidan Fitzgerald. The X threw me off there. Took at Nyala Safari Lodge in the Baluli, which is a private reserve very close by to us. And just, we've just spoken about how close you can get to some of these animals. And look at that amazing photograph with that big, majestic tusker walking right in front of that truck. Thank you so much for sending that in, Aidan. Such a cool shot. Great capture. Right, moving into the next photo. I believe it was elephant again. Yes, indeed, of one of my absolute favorite places in Africa. We haven't even touched on it, but Mana Pools up in Zimbabwe, mind-blowing. It's actually where I proposed to my wife, so we are very fond of that particular wilderness area. And this particular elephant, again, incredibly famous. The big bull that's famous up there in Mana Pools called Boswell. He's famous not only because of those remarkable tusks, but also because he loves to stand up on his back legs and feed on the anapods of the Anna tree that grows up there in the floodplains adjacent to the Zambezi River. Lucas, an incredible photograph. Thank you for sharing that with us. I love how you've captured the dust kicking up under that elephant's feet in presumably a sunset somewhere on that floodplain with Boswell. I sadly didn't get to see that particular elephant while I was up there, but what an incredible capture. Such a cool moment. And then the next photograph that got sent through to us is from one of our regulars, and we love seeing your photographs, Julie. Thank you so much for sending this one in. Taken in Kruger this year. He's a big bull. The greater kudu, everybody, is what Julie has photographed here. An absolutely amazing shot. I love the fact that he's given you all of his attention. He's facing straight toward you in the camera. I love those ears, and certainly an incredibly impressive set of horns. That bull is definitely in the prime of his life. Look at the neck as well on this kudu, by the way, everybody. I mean, it's amazing how much muscle they build up, preparing themselves for generally a final rut in their lives where they actually get most of their mating done. And it's their whole life basically leads up to this rut. And they build up the muscle in that neck actually by sparring with other males, and then also rubbing their horns and the top of their head regularly up against hard trees, building up that muscle. A really stunning shot. Thank you, Julie. Right, and then the next photograph that was sent in to us was from a very good friend, Michael Fleetwood. Thank you, sir. Very nice to feature my favorite cat, and I love the way that you've captured that leopard's tail. You know, so often people get caught in, photographing a leopard's face or its entire body, and it's nice to just change things up a little bit, photograph a different part of that animal. Their tails describe so much about what they're thinking and what they're doing, and it's certainly a photograph I regularly try and capture, but you've done it brilliantly there, Michael. Thank you so much. Really cool photo. Also love the black and white, by the way. Nice touch, sir. Nice touch. Right, the next photograph has come from a new friend that I've made recently, from the leopard lady herself. Thank you so much for sending in this photograph. And I see that you've said there, my wildlife, with a laughing face. I just wanted to say, you think it's funny that it's your wildlife. We certainly love it, and thank you for sharing what appears to be a particular type of deer species that you've photographed back home. I love to see animals from different parts of the world. I, of course, don't know them all that well. And so we encourage everybody to please share whatever wildlife images you're capturing back home. It doesn't necessarily have to happen here in Africa or on a safari. Whatever it is you're seeing at home, we love to see more of those photographs as well. So, Karen, thank you so much for sending that in. That's a really cool shot. We'll have to try and identify that species, by the way. I'm not too sure which deer species that was. Right, moving into the next set of images. Now, I believe that Marix sent this photograph in inspired by the discussion that I had last week on the show about a particular moment where I'd found a poached rhino for the very first time in the Timbavati. And really powerful image here, everybody, of a male lion that they had found and followed that led them to the sad reality of a rhino that was poached in the Kruger National Park. And you can actually now see it in this particular frame where the male lion has turned and is facing us. You can see the rhino that's lying just behind that male lion. Now, of course, these predators are completely opportunistic, and that's a free meal that's just lying there on the ground. But it's just another reminder of the stark reality of rhino poaching and the crisis that we face with rhino poaching in this area. But it's a very important image to share with the world, and it's an image that I have seen myself personally, and it's hard hitting. It's scary, it's sad, it's infuriating. But like I say, it's important for us to share these types of images with the world, people who have no idea what a safari is or what wildlife is, sometimes are naive to the fact that these animals are being killed for the most ridiculous reasons. So I'm really happy that you sent that photo to us, and thank you. Really well captured shot. What a like I say, huge moment. Right, the next photograph that got sent into us, everybody, I believe was by Jana's mom, Cecilia. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm just listening to lions roaring, by the way, everybody, in the background here. Sorry, Cecilia, I do love your photograph. Wow, lions must be pretty close to camp, everybody. I'm just busy listening to them roaring behind the fire here. So, an amazing, what I think is a moth. Jana, what did you just say? It's a butterfly, okay. Bush scarlet is apparently what we've managed to figure out. Now, I've never seen this butterfly in my life before, and when I first saw it, I actually thought it was a moth. But what I find even more interesting is this photograph then shows the pods of the tree that was close by to where they had found this particular butterfly up in the Pafuri region of the Kruger National Park. Now, those pods belong to the purple pod terminalia, or purple pod cluster leaf tree. And I didn't know of a species that specifically targeted feeding on the leaves of that tree. Now, I can't say for sure that that is the case, but what is quite interesting is to see the colors of this particular butterfly versus the colors of the pods. And it would make sense. Camouflage is everything to these insects. And for that particular butterfly to be feeding near to that tree, or at least have maybe laid its eggs on that tree and its larvae had fed on that particular tree, is something I didn't know about. So, Cecilia, thank you so much for that really wonderful photograph that you've sent through to us. It's, very interesting and very cool. All right, everybody, thank you again. A really cool set of images this week, and we're very grateful that you've sent them through to us. Please, everybody, keep sending them in. We are going to go to a short ad break, everybody, and then we are very excited to go into the Q&A section of the show tonight. We'll see you soon.
Spoilt here on the Rietspruit Reserve.
How awesome is that, guys? Right past the front of our truck. Look at that, everybody. They are just unreal. Hello, everybody. Big welcome back to the That's Wild show. It's been an incredible show, and I am literally just like blowing with excitement because the Springboks have just beaten Scotland in the Rugby World Cup, their first game of the World Cup, and that, of course, is big news for us South Africans. We do apologise. We've had some technical difficulties in sending out the links to the pack members in terms of sending in your questions this evening. I'm very sorry about that. Oh my goodness, look. What is this creature that is approaching?
Hi, Rob.
So a big welcome to the main man, Brent. Good to have you, my boy. We're very excited that Brent could join us here this evening, everybody. We've just caught the tail end of an amazing game, and very happy that you could come and join us.
But you had an amazing drive this afternoon.
Oh my word, just phenomenal. Cheetah. Like,
I was going to say,
what were you going to say?
someone found the cheetah.
Okay, you found the other cheetah. I found the first cheetah. But it was a absolutely incredible afternoon. We found the 2 male cheetah first right on the southern fence line, just outside of camp here, which was really exciting, and we could clearly see that they were after some stuff. And then we know what stuff they were after.
We were coming in, and we opened the gate.
Yeah.
And Jan and I were there, and we looked down the road, and Jan was like, "Oh, look, there's a 2 male cheetah." I'm like, "It's not the 2 male cheetah, it's the female and cub." So I got very excited about that.
Just check your mic. Apparently no one can hear you. Technical difficulties. Okay, he's probably coming through on my mic. All right, so everybody,
There we go.
Again, apologies for the technical difficulties on the questions and the link sent out to the pack. But I know that a lot of people have sent us some questions on the public group, which is really wonderful. I'm just going through that public group right now.
Everyone's congratulating you on getting the first black rhino.
Yes, we should maybe touch on that.
Yeah, I should actually just climb behind the camera and beat the cameraman, because I actually had a black rhino on a public live drive, but the cameraman was too slow. But Andrew, I'll forgive you this time.
No, that was a absolutely phenomenal moment. And
No, I was watching
yeah, I know you were.
from bed in
Yes.
Cape Town.
Yes.
I was a little bit jealous.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic moment. Then there's again, apologies everybody about the link and not being able to get your questions through to us tonight. But we all hope you enjoyed this amazing show tonight, and Brent and I are very excited to plan some epic safaris
Indeed.
going forward. So please, if you want to get in touch with us, please do. Send an email across to info@paintedDog. Oh,
Travel
yes, sorry,
at Painted
that's
Dog.
right. Travel@paintedDog, and we will definitely endeavour to get on to planning something very special for you.
Hello, Rosemary.
I'm just busy trying to find the right link here.
Apparently we have...
Private.
Yes,
link,
we have questions.
Questions. Well, if you could
Don't
see-
confuse us, guys. You tell us to
You
be
go
on
ahead.
one link and then you send us another link. Yo.
I'm clearly on the wrong link. Something I also wanted to bring up with everybody tonight is please don't forget that tomorrow morning I'll be taking us out on another exciting pack.
Beat the Monday Blues.
Exactly. So another exciting morning safari here at Painted Dog TV. Sponsored by the Puppies of the Pack. Thank you so much to them. And I'm very excited. I can't wait to get out in the morning and see if we can figure out where those cheetah have moved to. And of course try to find leopard. It's been a little while since we've seen a
So
leopard.
there's one thing we need to address quite quickly. Mauricia, how do we submit photos? The app isn't working. We are on it. Our app developers are in massive discussions. So there's a problem with North America currently. If your cell phone provider can't figure out where the message is coming from, they just block it completely. So we are working on an alternative solution to that. It might be email. We might be able to. There we go, Gareth. Well done. It might be email. It might be another text message. But please, I really apologize to everyone. Bear with us. We are trying our best to sort out the technical difficulties on the app. So Marisha, for now, if you want your photos into next week's show, just please send them to info@painteddog.tv and we will make sure they get there. Mary, go Books. Yes, Mary, go Books.
Well done, boys.
If you're Scottish, I apologise.
Yes, sorry, Carol.
That was an obliteration. We should have scored a lot more points, but we're not going to speak rugby tonight.
No, we're
even
not.
though that's all I want to talk about. Mary's got a question for you, Gareth.
Yes.
What is the best time of the year to see baby predators or herbivores?
That's a double-barreled question, actually.
It is.
So baby predators can actually occur any time of the year. They breed all throughout the year. And then with regards to the herbivores, the best time to come and see the babies, this incredible explosion of life that comes into our African world, is during our summer months, and particularly at the beginning of summer. So November, December, at the beginning of the first rains of the year, that's when most of these herbivores will give birth. And it is a phenomenal time to come on a safari. It's quite hot, but it is a wonderful time. Like I say, a lot of the antelope have given birth to their young. It leads to the most incredible interactions with predators as well. Of course, there's just this massive abundance of relatively easy prey to come across. And so we see some phenomenal sightings with predators feeding on the young. But of course, these special moments between mom and baby as well. So November, December, particularly here in southern Africa, is the perfect time to come on a safari to see those babies. But yeah, so with predators, honestly, it's a bit of a gamble. It can happen any time of the year. It's luck of the draw, really. And those are amazing moments to find.
Certain predators have peaks. When you're looking at hyenas, lions, leopards, it can literally be any time of the year. However, wild dogs is one thing you can sort of very much sort of bank your money on.
Good point.
If you want to see wild dog puppies, and
good point.
We are about to launch a new safari for next year into an incredible property in the Timbavati that has 24,000 acres of traverse, and the wild dogs have den there for the last 3 years in a row. We're busy getting to the sort of final stages of organizing our deal with them. Anywhere from May to the end of sort of July is the time if you want to see small puppies in the den. Now, of course, animals don't read the books, and they change it. 2 weeks ago, would have been August, I was sitting with 6-week-old puppies, but that is abnormal. But wild dogs, anywhere from May, sort of towards the end of June, July, we can pretty much, if you get hold of us and you just want to see those animals, we can actually make sure we find you a place where we can go see wild dog puppies. So that's about the only predator
that you can really bank on
of the larger predators. Everything else, it's literally, I've had leopard cubs in the middle of winter. I've had leopard cubs in January, February, lion cubs all year round, hyena cubs all year round. So yeah, it all just depends on what you want.
But be assured, if they're around, Brent and I will find them.
Exactly.
So just come on a safari.
Exactly.
And we'll find you some baby lions or baby leopards.
Sorry, I'm busy jumping between all the links because I know it's been very confusing tonight.
Yes.
Oh, look. Oh.
What the?
I nearly said a bad word. I nearly said a bad word. So we have two
stalked.
of our viewers. Well, there's the leopard with Gareth and the giraffe with me. We have
everybody.
The elephant is the elephant coming?
Yes.
So we've got Cookie and Connie.
And Barbara's having issues with her elephant.
Barbara's having a wardrobe function.
Oh my God!
How the hell did you keep this from me? I've been with you guys.
It's brilliant.
Oh no, this is
very
well
well.
played.
3 months. We
That is so incredible.
You had them made.
Oh my God! That is fantastic. What a
Oh dear.
what a honest.
You're like, what?
I don't even know what.
that is so
there's very
cool.
seldom in my
done,
life when I've been in front of camera when I'm at a loss for words, but I am very much at a loss for words. Well played.
I think I have a tail.
Yes, you do have a tail.
There we go. No, turn around.
It's hanging low.
Where's your tail, Connie? Come.
Do you have one?
There we go. There we go. Lift the tail there, Gareth.
Very good, ladies.
As long as you
Well
don't
played.
spray us with popcorn smelling stuff, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
What a treat having these wonderful ladies with us, everybody, who are out here on a private safari with Painted Dog and with Brent. It's so wonderful to have met you both.
Gareth.
It's been a long time coming.
Jennifer has just turned in. No idea what's happening. Jennifer, Gareth and I have no idea what's happening right now.
Don't give any names. Don't give any names.
Connie and Cookie.
We're missing an Ellie.
I don't think she's coming.
Is Charles?
Barbara?
Where's the elephant?
There's an elephant in the room, apparently.
Also,
So, Marisa, while we're waiting for the elephant in the room to show up, has a question. How many black rhinos does the Rietspruit Reserve have? Have been fortunate enough to go on a safari there in 2019, but no luck seeing the black rhino. In terms of numbers and stuff, we generally don't discuss. We do trust you as our viewers and stuff, but as a general, we don't discuss numbers and whereabouts. We do show them on live safaris, etc., but we do not. I'm trying to be serious. I'm having a very serious conversation here.
In the headlights back here.
Yeah. So, Marisa, there are enough black rhino is the answer to your question, but we don't discuss exact numbers and etc. The two clowns behind me I'm going to ignore.
And hopefully more black rhino in the future.
There we go.
We're always
Mary
trying
says
to
Cookie and
introduce
Connie have bombed the show in their custom-made outfits. Mary says, wardrobe
believe
motherfucker.
this.
Barbara, I think everyone is waiting for you.
Barbara!
Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie.
I hear her. I think I can hear her inside.
I can hear
Recording,
much
yeah.
stuff going on there. I'm going to need a very large, I'm not even going to lie, not even apple juice. I'm going to need large whiskey after this.
Yes. Several. Oh my word, what a treat. What a show.
I've been on safari with the ladies for a while, and I had no idea.
Yeah,
Absolutely
they've done
zero
very well.
idea.
Thank you to everybody that's tuned in tonight. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful surprise.
Marisa says, totally
There's
understand.
Barbara, everybody.
There you go. Where's the elephant?
I'm wearing the elephant costume, can't you tell?
Wardrobe malfunction. Well, Barbara, we're
Welcome,
very
Barbara.
happy to have you here.
Okay, thank you. I put my legs into my arms and it wasn't working. So.
Okay, wait. You guys sit with Gareth. I'm going to go put on the elephant costume.
Ah, you
There we
see.
go. Wait. Let me.
Porch still leaves.
Yeah, I'll do it. I will do it.
Good man.
Okay.
Scholar and a
Take one for the
gentleman.
team.
Wait, let me just mute this so you don't have to listen to me putting clothes on.
So as you can
Gareth,
see,
you're
everybody,
on it.
a lot of fun and games out on a safari as well. It's just, it's such a special time, and like I said before,
Getting to know everyone.
yeah,
Really.
exactly. And
Seeing the crew in life, like in real time.
Amazing,
is so
eh?
surreal. It's so surreal.
And-
Such an incredible group of guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, and lady.
Thank you. Yeah, and what a lovely morning we had on the boat cruise this morning.
Yes, with our Captain Harrison.
Oh, jeez.
Did you tell
So
the
my
story?
son, everybody, was with the ladies and the rest of the Painted Dog crew this morning. We went on a boat cruise on the absolutely gorgeous Blader River, which is dammed off in the middle of the canyon here, a very famous canyon. And we had the most exceptional morning with
We
my
did.
son, who
Captain.
decided to be the captain of the boat cruise this morning. So that was incredible.
And you didn't run us ashore.
No, he didn't.
not.
Did not.
And he had the best time of his life. He absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
We're grateful
And
to
very
have
happy
that.
that you all got to meet him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Kate.
Absolutely.
We were
and Kate.
so looking forward
Yeah.
to meeting your family.
I know.
It was amazing.
It's such a nice family.
And there were moments, you'll know, yesterday, like where it was touch and go, whether we were going to be
Yes.
able to make it today.
Right, true.
Yes.
So I'm just so glad it all happened. And it's been a
So
wonderful
everybody
day.
out there, book a safari.
Yes,
They are
please.
Absolutely.
awesome.
Don't hesitate.
Yep.
When possible.
You'll have a blast.
It's,
You'll never regret it. It's an exceptional thing. I think that just less than 5 months.
amazing.
First time. Love it. Way over tonight,
11 months ago.
we saw a pangolin. We didn't see a pangolin. We almost saw a pangolin. What did we see?
You saw honey
Several
badger?
leopards, and we saw a honey badger.
Incredible, eh? Oh my God.
That looks better.
And the 2 cheetahs.
There you go.
Let me help you.
The elephant
No,
is
I'm,
in the
I'm
room.
flapping my ears to keep cool.
Well, I know, but
I don't need help to flap my ears. Thank you.
No, but your head is crooked.
I don't think so.
It is. Here.
We can.
That'll help your ears stand
God.
up.
So the one thing we can guarantee on a Painted Dog safari, it is not going to be normal.
No, there'll never be a dull moment.
Wait, you have to show your tail.
Oh, sorry.
Show them your tail. There you go.
I can hear people shouting at me.
Yeah.
I can't read.
But
I've lost my...
Microphones.
Yes, you have one thing to go before you go.
Including you. You
okay.
might know what
Yes.
this is. You've asked
Yes.
people to send videos in of.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Everything.
wild.
That's wild. Okay, wait, everyone together. Come, guys, stand
Okay,
up.
I'm standing.
Come on.
Andrew, we're going to bugger up your shot, so it's fine.
Sorry, Andrew.
Come on in.
Wait, I need to do my ears.
Yes, you do. Terrible. Are my Aussie cones straight?
Okay, on 3. We're going to shout, that's wild.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
That's
That's
wild.
wild! Okay, now you guys go away. Gareth and I have to work.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Bye, everybody.
Okay, wait. I'm going to put my tusks back where they should be.
What a treat.
So I'm going to use a quote from my dear father. I'm actually going to take this. It's very hot. And that is, the world is full of normal people. There's enough of them. And the one thing we can guarantee you on a painted dog safari is it will not be normal.
No, never a dull moment.
Yes.
And lots of fun.
And I have now... Oh, no. Oh, dear.
What now?
Gareth, can you open my back up, please, so I can get my phone so I can answer questions? Oh, Gareth, stop it.
You are such a naught. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear, okay, I've got it now. Oh! Gareth, I like that. Thank you very much. It was very delicious.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Okay. I can hear FC laugh.
Yeah, there's some cackling hyenas in FC right now.
Okay, let's have a look. We're back. I need questions. There we go. Here comes the Ellie. Okay, guys, so we still have to cook dinner for all those mad women who arrived.
We need to celebrate the wonderful human beings that have come on a private safari with us. We want to spend some time with them. We want to celebrate the big win in the rugby. But thank you again to everybody that's joined us tonight. Absolutely loved tonight's show. And we'll see you all again very soon. Don't forget about that drive in the morning. 6 a.m. South African Standard Time. SAST. I always have to think about that.
And they might even bump onto me with the ladies.
There you go.
On game drive in the morning.
There you go.
So obviously it was made for someone a little bit shorter because the foot only comes to my knee. But I don't think I'm going to lift them. I'm going to keep this. This elephant costume is now mine.
Oh, God.
I'm going to wear it out every time.
I'm going to walk away here, everybody, and go find myself a whiskey.
Next show, we're going to put Gareth in the elephant. He's a little bit shorter than me. He might fit him better. But yeah, absolutely wonderful having you all here. Gareth.
Thanks, my boy.
Absolute privilege and a pleasure to be able to co-host a show with you.
I appreciate it.
And of course, there's so many exciting safaris coming. We've got conservation safaris, we've got wild dogs, elephants, rhinos. And of course, your continued support enables us to be able to fund, and Charles is going to shout at me, but it is official. In a lot of cases, it's not a lot of money, but for a small company like us, it's a huge amount of money. But with the last thing we did with Rhino Revolution, we have donated over R1 million to conservation in the last couple of years.
Wow.
So, and that's a big thank you to all our supporters and viewers that have enabled us to do that. And we will continue to do that, and we will continue to tell the truth and strive to bring you me dressed like an idiot elephant and Gareth being sensible, because that's think about what you're going to get stuck with for the next couple of years. But it is time for us to love you and leave you. It's been great. It's been grand. Mwah!
Thank you, everybody. Just a quick thank you as well to Rogue, Led Lenza, Stanley,
exactly,
and Dunlop, our amazing supporters. Thank you, guys. We appreciate your love and support. And thank you to everyone tuning in tonight.
Right.
We'll see you all very soon.
As we close off, I'm going to be an elephant.
Oh, goodness. Guest appearance, and we got the whole crew with us, by the way. Well, not everybody. We've also got Yana with us, and we have Andrew on camera. Turn it around and shave her on. Hey, look at that schnoz.
So is Matthew filming you? No, you got a long nose. You got a long nose. Your nose looks so long on the camera. Why does your nose look long on the camera? Your nose look long on the camera. Hi, baby. Are you ready to go on ventures? Are we going ventures? Are we going to go see the car?